That is awesome. Hi, I'm Don Bodan from SampleLibraryReview.com. Today we're going to be checking out Tablas 2.0 by Soundiron. Soundiron has released an update to their Tablas library, this time a brand new engine as well as some new sound design. This library is sampled in collaboration with Tabla master and jazz percussionist Samir Gaputa. The library comes with new features for performing and sequencing tablas, as well as a large collection of live tabla performance phrases. And with Soundiron, you always get the sound design talent for special effects, tune, melodic programming, mutations, and ambience drones and pads. Tablas 2.0 downloads as 3.53 gigabytes. It's sample set from the popular Indian percussion instrument, tablas, delivered as multi-sampled instruments and multi-tempo loops. This library is unlocked Kontakt presets with WAV files, so you could use those in your DAW without Kontakt. And for the Kontakt instruments, you get 2 master NKIs with 20 custom sound designed effects and ambient presets, as well as 20 handcrafted ambiances created from the source content. Soundiron's latest interface comes with LFOs, filters, glides, arpeggiators, and a full effects rack. Tablas 2.0 normally sells for $69 from Soundiron. Alright, with the main Tablas instrument, it's using Soundiron's 4-layer engine. This is their latest interface that they're standardizing across all of their instruments. You've got one layer where you can load in a selection of different samples, a second layer, an ambience layer, and a subsynth layer. Now, for the purposes of this first part of the video, we're just going to play through and listen to some sounds, then we'll experiment a little later on and hear what we might be able to do with that. So we've got an all drums layer on one. I'm going to mute my mic and we'll just listen to the natural playback of these tablas as they've been recorded as a multi-sampled instrument. So it sounds like they've got it low kind of sounds toward the bottom. So the big tabla at the bottom, then the high tabla up high. And then some doubling both instruments at once, it sounds like. So I'm just going to kind of get a little bit of a groove going maybe with it. Let's see if there's some arpeggios built for this kind of thing. So you can see the engine has a built-in arpeggiator. I'm just holding down some notes with the arpeggiator on. There's a number of presets, and you can have user presets there as well. The ability to swing your performance. And we'll move on to the sample set now. So those are all drums. Now here's all the buy-in drums. I'll mute my mic so you can hear clearly. And I'm no tabla master. Here it looks like we've got it divided up through all of the individual percussive hits mapped across the keyboard. And some additional rubs as well. green keys on Soundiron instruments indicate the original sample set playback. So that's where the original sample is, and you're hearing it stretched across the keyboard. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And there's some bend effects. So I'd say learning how to play the instrument, maybe setting it up for some pads. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just try to play it with my pads. I'm going to mute my mic. Yeah, I think I need to map them so I get some of those higher frequencies, set up a new assignment for the triggers, but I can see performing those tablas would be pretty sweet. Now, as far as the engine goes, I'm not exactly sure how one might use it. As you can see, we've got our ambient layer here. And I can turn my sub-synth layer on. We got our pitch shifting here. We're going to go down to... Yeah, that's wild and unexpected. You can see there's a few different sub-synth layers, and I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit on the sub-synth. And I'm going to go ahead and take us here to negative 24. That should be plenty. Yeah, it gets really wild really quickly, utilizing different sub-synths, different ambiances. Crazy stuff, but it just kind of gives you the hint into what the engine does for the layering. All right, now let's take a look at the Tabla's loop. This is the other master NKI, and you can see the way that it's set up here is you've got the ability to select and load up different loops. Go back to your loop browser. From your loop browser, you could go into, you can see it's subdivided, so you've got all these controls across slices. And you see the red keys are acting as banks. So bank 1. Blue key is triggering the playback. Green keys are triggering different places for the playback to start. So for instance, the beginning of the loop here. Middle of the loop here, toward the end, higher up on the keyboard. And what I like about the way they've built this engine is it intelligently knows what beat you're on. So if I'm playing and jumping around in the different loops, holding down my blue key to keep it continuously playing, jumping around the red keys to trigger different loop banks, which again you can load up in the browser here. What I'm liking is that it's keeping your beat correctly across, so you're never just jumping back to the one beat. It's always keeping track of where you're at in the rhythm, and how that's helpful is that you'd be able to kind of play through and keep a groove going without always going back to your one. Got a number of built-in distortion, EQ, and stereo effects. These are in chains, it looks like, so when you change your output, and you've got the ability to adjust sends to your delay, reverb, and those correspond, I would assume, to the effects rack, but it doesn't look like it. The bus compressor as well. So we got tons of these loops here. 33 pages of Tabla loops. Searchable via tempo, or you could make stars to find your favorites. Let's get rid of all that distortion and nonsense I have there. and click to preview. Yeah, there's a no end to these loops, and let's do one more thing, which is a tempo sync. $72 and 150. Yeah, back to 120. Tempo sync seems to work just fine, and because of the way they've done this with slicing, you're not going to have limitations like other loop libraries where you'd hear the degradation really tear apart, probably until we got down to something ridiculous like, I don't know, here's 32. Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of it there, but it's surprising how well it's holding up. All right, that's what they've got for the loops bank. And then there's a number of presets that are effects presets. And this is where I always get super excited because Soundiron never disappoints with the way they set up their ambiances, textures, and drones. So what this really does is show you just how much you could utilize the engine, the sample set, the layering, and the effects to create an entirely new kind of instrument. So let's listen through a few. I'm going to mute my mic. The ones that say MW have some controls of the mod wheel, and we'll discover those together. Yeah, this is nice. It's got a bit more of the, it looks like maybe the, what do we got tied to this? I always like to take a look and see what is tied to the mod wheel, if we can see anything. But it looks like it's adjusting and bringing in more of the affected noise sound. And with a lot of these, I love to play real low with them to see what you get, as well as up high. Get very different kinds of performances. The ways you could use these for a lead line or for a pad kind of texture or just for a low drone. Yeah, so on this one you can see we've got our Diane set with an ambience. And ambience is on layer B. Right now our mod wheel crosses fades over to the percussion. Check out the next one. Chalky Tabla. You can see we've got those rubs on layer 2, gran on layer 1. Yeah, that's really cool. Playing off the delay is kind of fun, and I think that's a pretty unique kind of sound. Dance club, oh boy. Yeah, again, you're seeing what we're able to do with just those tabla drums programmed in through arpeggiators, filters, the ambience layer, and subsynth. And we don't have any of the effects on. Oh, yep, just a verb is added there. This one's called Dawn with the mod wheel. Yeah, pretty intense in the low register there. Duty calls. This looks like this one's got something tied to the mod wheel. Crossfade from A to B. Yeah, that's a nice low texture. This one's called Glitter Exclamation Tablas. Yeah, very unexpected, really unique. I like that sound. This one's Gritty Grooves. It looks like the mod wheel is controlling our crossfade from layer A to B. Yeah, that is awesome. That's instantly usable. I'm excited about that one. Here's Jungle Chill. So much sub bass in that one. If you don't have your headphones on or your sub on, you just missed it. Yeah, another unexpectedly inspiring preset there. Mod wheel is controlling that A, B, and you can see we've got our ambience layer on B, and that's what's given us that. Only got a couple more of these. Let's check them, all three of them. Here's Tablas in space with mod wheel controls. Oh boy, that's gotta be What are we controlling there? It looks like we got some kind of filter. Maybe it's on. I don't know what it's controlling. It looks like it's. All right, let's get to the next one. Yeah, it's like Tablas meets Blade Runner there. I would have to say this instrument, it's kind of defies a normal tabla library. It's not just a multi-sampled instrument. It's not just a ton of customizable loops recorded at great high resolution, so you can really move them around with slicing and move your tempo. There's also this whole effects category. These 20-some presets kind of show you an expanded version of the instrument doing something completely hybrid, which is one of the things I'm always excited about with the Soundiron releases. Tablas 2.0, this is going to be one of those things that I kind of maybe turn to once in a while to try to set up and play some tablas, but if I'm really looking for that tabla sound, that performance, most likely I'm going to jump into the loops just because there's so many of them and they've got that authentic feel, far more authentic than what I can pull off with my keyboard or with some pads here. The customized effects in the instrument, those are just the icing on the cake. In my opinion, the Soundiron sound design is always such a welcome treat on every one of their instruments, and I think this instrument, it packs everything I could think in for a tabla collection, great sound quality, and very usable interface. Thanks so much for taking your time to check out the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts about tablas from Soundiron. Is this something you're interested, something you pick up, and how will you be using it? Will you be using it in your scores, or are you doing more authentic Indian music is what I meant to say there. I always like to hear your thoughts and what you think about the instruments. Please comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Always love your support. And be sure to head over to samplelibraryreview.com for the latest news, reviews, and a weekly deals page.